So it's crazy to think that 6 months have passed, but back in January, I filmed a video where I revealed to you guys how much money I made from my first month monetized here on YouTube. That video did very well. It seems like a lot of you guys were really interested, whether it was just because you were curious or maybe a little bit nosy, or more so, a lot of people who are in the beginning stages of starting their YouTube channel found the information to be really valuable and found it to be a really helpful starting point to know what to expect as you kind of progress through your YouTube journey. A 6-month follow-up video has been very highly requested, and so that's exactly what we're going to do today. Once again, I will be taking you through my analytics page and showing you month by month how much money this channel has so far generated. Hopefully it gives you guys, again, a little bit of context. I'm also very big on transparency, and so just for the sake of being open and honest, I figured I would show you guys how this is all going so far and give you a little bit of understanding and background knowledge on how it all works and how I've gotten to the point that I'm at. Just to recap on where this all began, if you haven't seen the previous video, I would say maybe pause this one and go watch that one first. I'll link to it up here, down there as well. But I started uploading videos to YouTube back in February of 2021, and I didn't get monetized until the middle of December 2022. So it took me nearly 2 years, by which point I had uploaded over 80 videos, basically uploading once a week, every week for the better part of 2 years. And I had made $0 up to that point. But back in December, I uploaded a video called Why I'm So Frugal. And that video took off far bigger than I could have ever imagined. I think it's sitting around 300,000, a little over 300,000 views as of today, which by my standards is still insane. And that brought on a whole slew of new subscribers, which made me eligible to monetize this channel. For anybody unaware of the criteria, you essentially need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time within the previous 12 months to be eligible to monetize. Before I had posted that video, I was getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I think I had around like 800, 900. And then I was getting close to the watch hours as well, though I was a little bit behind. And I posted that video and things went wild. And within the span of just a couple weeks, I hit 5,000 subscribers and then 10,000. And now I'm sitting just over 20,000. So thank you guys so much for being here and watching and subscribing, because it's still very crazy to me. If you've watched any similar videos to this before, you've seen people reveal their first YouTube paycheck or their first few months of YouTube revenue, and you've probably seen that in a lot of cases, the numbers are very small. You're seeing sometimes just a few dollars a month, maybe $20 or $30 a month if you're lucky. There's a minimum $100 threshold you have to hit in order to actually get a paycheck, to get paid out, and most people don't hit that threshold for a few months when they first get monetized. For me, that wasn't the case at all though, and that's because my channel blew up to such a degree that I flew right past that 1,000 subscriber mark, and like I said, hit 15 or 20,000 subscribers very quickly. So my channel and the numbers I'm going to show you guys are not necessarily reflective of what you should expect within 6 months of getting monetized, unless you have a similar experience that I did. But all of that said, every little bit counts, and really, when I started this, I was expecting to make a few cents a day. I remember thinking if I was gonna make $1 a day, that'd be $30 a month, and that would be really cool to make $30 a month just by making these videos, which I love to make, and I'd be making anyways. So the fact that I'm doing better than that is really mind-blowing, and I'm very appreciative of it, but I'm gonna jump right into the analytics for you guys right now. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are here on my YouTube channel dashboard. I have 20,387 subscribers as of today. Today is Friday, July 7th that I'm filming this. And yeah, that's wild to me. That's crazy. So thank you. I do think it's important for me to kind of give a little bit of context and a little bit of explanation. I think that there are a lot of people who assume that your subscriber count is linked to the amount of money that you make. And it is not at all. In fact, when somebody subscribes, I make no money from that. If somebody unsubscribes, I lose no money from that. There is no direct correlation between your subscriber count and your income. What does make a difference in your income, of course, is views, number one, but number two, which is also really important, is the topic or the niche of your channel in the videos that you make. Basically, advertisers put a certain value on every YouTube channel based on the type of audience that the channel attracts. So if, for example, I was making videos that were targeted to children, if I was making videos about toys or video games, advertisers know that the average viewer of that video is going to be somebody who's young and doesn't have a lot of money to spend, and as a result, advertisers are not going to spend very much money on those advertisements to play over that channel. On the flip side, if I'm making videos about business or investing or something that is going to attract a more mature audience or an audience that has a lot of disposable income, advertisers are going to be willing to pay a lot more for advertising on that video. And basically, when somebody watches an ad on my videos, that's how I get paid. Every time that you watch one of my ads or skip through one of my ads, I get like a fraction of a penny. But with several thousand views, of course, it adds up over time. So the fact that my channel kind of has an intersection of a couple topics means that the amount of money I'll get paid per video will range widely. If I make a video that is about money or finance or investing or credit cards, that video is going to pay me a lot more than another video which may get the same amount of views but is maybe about minimalism and decluttering, because it's going to attract to some degree two different audiences based on the topic of the video. Something else that I think is important to point out is that as a creator, I don't necessarily get full control over how many advertisements you see when you watch my videos. Very rarely, but every once in a while, I'll get a comment from somebody complaining that there was too many ad breaks in my video. How it works from my end is that yes, I can manually place advertisements all along my video anywhere I want when I upload. Theoretically, I could put 1,000 ad breaks in a video if I really wanted to. I would never do that, but in theory, I could. But even if I put 1,000 ad breaks, it doesn't mean that you guys are going to see 1,000 ads. You're not necessarily going to see an advertisement every single place that I put one in a video. YouTube's algorithm is very smart, much smarter than I am, and it knows you as a viewer individually. It knows what your behavior is like, and it knows what your mannerisms are like, and as a result, it also knows what your advertisement tolerance is like. So YouTube knows, based on your previous experience and your previous behavior, if you're the type of person who is very tolerant to ads, who watches through them or just skips past them but doesn't seem to mind them too much, you might be more likely to see more ads. Whereas if you're the type of person that as soon as an ad pops up, you click out of the video, YouTube's aware of that and they're going to show you less, because ultimately they want to keep you watching on the platform for as long as possible. So if you're watching a video and you get a ton of ads, it's not really my fault. It means that YouTube has maybe correctly or incorrectly guessed that you're okay with that. And in fact, let's do an experiment right now. I'm going to put an ad break right here in a moment, and I want you guys to tell me in the comment section whether or not you actually see an advertisement here. Some of you probably will, some of you won't. We're going to put it here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Was there an ad there for you? Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Let me know in the comments, because I'm actually really genuinely curious. I have no idea how many of you that worked for. Anyways, moving on, let's go back into the analytics here, because I know that's what you guys really want to see. Okay, so we're going to start back in December of 2022. This is when I got my first YouTube paycheck. If you already saw the previous video, you've already seen this. This isn't news, but I'll go over it briefly for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. So as I mentioned, I got monetized in the middle of December. My first day monetized was December 19th, 2022. And so if we go here, you'll see the entire month leading up to there, I made $0 the entire way until the 19th, at which I made $46.50. That was the first amount of money I ever made on YouTube, and I was very excited. And as a whole for December, from the 19th through to the 31st, I made $880.06. Bear in mind, please, this is Canadian dollars. I'm located in the Toronto area, so all of this is in Canadian dollars. You can do the math to figure out whatever your local currency is. And yeah, I was pretty excited about this. This was way more than that $30 a month I was hoping for. Moving into January, let's go to January now. Okay, so January was my first full month monetized. In the month of January, I got 271,000 views, which is crazy to me. I got 29,000 hours of watch time, which if you remember, I said I needed 4,000 in total, and I got almost 30,000 in a month, which was crazy. I gained over 4,000 subscribers that month, and I made a grand total of $1,580.61. And I was like pretty impressed by this. This is definitely not enough money for me to quit my job and just become a full-time YouTuber, nor have I to this point even. But this is real money. This is money that like helps in my day-to-day life with my bills. And so I was pretty excited about this. Okay, so let's jump over to February. February was a wild month for me. Here's what happened. Not only was my Why I'm So Frugal video still blowing up, but out of nowhere, a video that I had made and uploaded like a year prior called How I Saved $100,000 by the Age of 25, out of nowhere, that video just started blowing up also. So over the span of a few days, it went from having like a couple thousand views to having like 80 or 90,000 views, which I was definitely not expecting. So altogether, I had over 428,000 views on my channel that month, which is absolutely insane to me. I gained over 6,000, nearly 7,000 subscribers that month. And if we jump over to revenue here, so you can see every day I earn a little bit of money, but everywhere you see these little triangles, these little play buttons, those indicate days that I uploaded a new video. And so every time I upload a new video, there's a little spike, which means that on that particular day, my channel got more views and I made more money. So on the first day of February, I made $60.72, and I was pretty happy with that. Like, I didn't upload on Wednesdays. You can see these little play buttons indicate every time that I upload, which is typically just on Sundays. And so to make $60 just residually from my previous work, having done nothing that day, I was thrilled. The next day, I made roughly the same. And then on the Friday, I made a little bit more. And then on the Saturday, I made still a little bit more. And keep in mind, if I upload Sundays, that means between Wednesday and Saturday, I did nothing. But then Sunday came along and I uploaded a video called My 5 Streams of Income at 30 years old, and I made $165 on that one day from that video being uploaded. And I think to date, that was probably the most money I had made in one day. That was pretty wild. So you'll see after Sunday passes, the money that I'm making each day starts to dip down gradually. But again, here I was still making like $120, $130 a day. I was not mad about this at all. And Saturday, by which point that video was a full week old and the buzz for it was starting to die off a little bit, I made $106.94. Again, a lot of that was residual money that I was making from my previously uploaded videos that were still blowing up and still getting a lot of views. And then the following Sunday, I actually uploaded the first video like this, the first video talking about my first YouTube paycheck. And that video did very, very well for me as well. A lot of you guys were really curious and watched that video. And that was the highest paying day I had to date. I made $246.63. And you'll see this just keeps continuing. After that, the next video I uploaded was also doing really well, but that video earned me $269.24. And the following day, on the Monday, this was by far the highest paying day I ever had, and I believe I still have yet to beat this. I made $293.94. I remember checking the analytics page on Monday, waiting for it to refresh. I knew my video was doing well, I knew my channel was doing well, and I was just so curious to see. And when I saw that number, I was like, I got like really freaked out about it in a good way, but I was like, you know what? This is insane. If I'm making $200 or $300 every day on YouTube, I don't need a real job. But I didn't let myself get ahead of myself there because I had a feeling this would not be sustainable. Like I said, I had 2 videos that were blowing up, but those videos were not going to blow up forever. And I wasn't delusional enough to think that my channel was just going to continue to generate that much traffic in perpetuity. Like, I think that would be a really nice thing if it happened, but I don't think that that was realistic. I knew that I was just kind of on an artificial peak. And that turned out to be the case. And you can see, you know, over the next little while, it started to go down. And then again, I uploaded another video and it went up and it went down. But February was a wild month, and I made a grand total, when all was said and done, of $4,006.96, which, I mean, again, that's real money. That's like most of my expenses, you know, that's a lot. And so I was really, really thrilled with that. And I remember thinking, like, you know, I don't know that this number is going to be sustainable, but if this is kind of the ballpark I'm in, my life is going to change a lot, I guess, in the near future. But let's move on to March. In March, we started to see that those 2 videos were no longer popping off and going crazy, and things started to settle back down to a more normal level. But I still got a total of 116,000 views for the month, which is about a quarter of what I got the previous month, but I was still pretty happy with this. That's fine. And once again, we see that every time that I upload a video, there's a little peak and then it falls back down, and there's a little peak and it falls back down. The highest earning day I had that month was on Sunday, March 5th. I made $147.48 that day. I believe the lowest earning day was towards the end of the month. And yeah, you'll see there, I made $16.05 on the 31st, which is a far cry from like the $200 or $300 I was making previously. But that's basically what having a YouTube channel really looks like. You upload, you get a big spike, you have a good paying day, and then it goes down, 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 and then it happens again, and then it goes down, down, down. And so for March, on a more realistic basis, I made a grand total of $1,489.72. Still not too shabby. And I want to point out, and I said this in my previous video, this seems like good money, and it is, and I'm very grateful for it. But this isn't easy money. Like, this is far from passive income. The days when I don't upload, sort of, I'm making passive income, but there's a lot of active energy and a lot of work that goes into making my videos to make it into what will eventually become somewhat passive income. So though I'm very grateful to have made nearly $1,500 this month, the truth is that the amount of hours that I input to make that $1,500 is probably more than you would think, and probably doesn't work out to be such a great hourly wage if you were to do the math. But that's totally fine. Let's move on to April. In April, once again, we started to see that I was getting a lot less views than I was earlier in the year, which I was totally fine with. Honestly, this is what I completely expected. And I think that if you do have the experience that I have, if you have a video or a couple videos that start to blow up, don't allow yourself to think that that's what your channel is going to be like forever. Don't allow yourself to think that that's the amount of money or that's the number of views you're just going to get and that's just the level you're at, because it's not. It's an artificial peak. And I knew that. And so even though I knew that, it's still a little bit disappointing to see things slowing down, but I knew that my channel is returning to some sort of a normalcy, and I was actually excited to see what normal looked like for me. So in March, I got 79.2 thousand views. I got another 232 subscribers. Very grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. And let's jump over to the revenue tab. So my highest paying day in March was here. I made $117.40 when I uploaded a video about saving $10,000. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Great video, I think. The lowest paying day I had was probably right around here. I was making $12.03, I'm assuming. Yeah, about $12 would be my lowest paying day. Still not too shabby. Again, still a lot more than $1 that I was expecting or hoping for. And in April, I made a grand total of $1,095.50. Moving on to May. In May, once again, I got about 63, almost 64,000 views. If we go over to revenue, my highest paying day was here. I made $110 when I uploaded a video called 8 Things I've Stopped Caring About. I really like that video. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. My lowest paying day was probably here, I think, $8.52 for the day, which again, little pocket change, not mad at that at all. Very grateful for every dollar that I make. And in May, again, we really started to see more now kind of where my channel was going to be at once all of the artificially inflated hype died off. And I made a total of $892.86. So again, for the amount of hours I put in, that's probably well below minimum wage. It's definitely a lot less money than I'd be making if I put in those hours at my regular day job. But honestly, I don't really look at it like that. I look at it as a passion project. I look at this as a hobby, as something I'd probably do even if I wasn't making any money. And in fact, for the first 2 years, I did it without making a single dollar. And so any money that I make on this channel, I'm very grateful for. But the fact that this is still like considerable money, the fact that it still takes care of a portion of my bills every month, I am just mind blown about. Also, quick note is that this is, of course, pre-tax. As a YouTuber, you're self-employed, you're basically a contractor of Google, and you have to submit your own income taxes. So I don't get to keep all of this. About 25% of it does go to income taxes. But yeah, still almost $900 Canadian for the month. Not too bad. And, you know, you can't really complain when you're making money doing something you enjoy doing. But I do think that over time, you know, if you keep chipping away at it, I think that it will continue to grow. Okay, so let's jump over to June. You'll see this page looks a little bit different, and that's because in June, YouTube changed how they display the analytics page, which is still kind of weird to me. But for the month of June, I got over 50,000 views. I got nearly 7,000 hours of watch time. I gained 73 subscribers. And if we jump over to revenue, my lowest paying day, I think it was somewhere in like this, maybe $7.95. $8, no problem. And my highest paying day was it here? Or was it here? It was here. I made $114.79 on my highest paying day when I uploaded a video on saving money on groceries. I know you guys really like the videos about saving money, so that did really well. I made $114.79. And for the month of June, I made a grand total of $841.78. So I am, again, pretty darn happy with that, if I may say so myself. This money has actually not hit my bank account as of yet. YouTube pays out around the 20th or 21st of the month, and because we're only at July 7th, I will get this paid out to me later this month, but not too shabby so far. I will show you guys in a minute what all of these numbers add up to in total. I'll show you the grand total that I've made so far, but before I do that, I want to show you guys a little bit more what I was talking about how each video earns a different amount of money based on how the advertisers value it based on its topic. So let's jump over to my content tab and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's find a video that is very much about money. Let's find here. I think this is a good one. How to save 10K in 2023. Obviously a very money-focused video. And if we go to the revenue on this one, it's earned me $258.95 to date. And, revenue. The CPM on it is $31.98. So that means that for every 1,000 views, advertisers are paying roughly $32. I get to keep 55% of that, which is the RPM. So I'm making $17.53 per 1,000 views. But if we go back and we pick a video that has nothing to do with money at all, let's say, this is a good one here. Easy habits to keep your home clutter-free. So it's a video about like organization and tidying, has nothing to do with money. And if we go to the analytics and we go to the revenue, you see already I've only made $104 from that. And the CPM is a little lower. It's $24.93. It's about 25% lower. And again, so is the RPM, of course. Let's find another example here. Here's a really good one. 5,000 subscriber Q&A. Doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's a very casual video. And the revenue on it was, here we go, $11.84 per 1,000 views, of which I kept $6.75. So it's roughly a third. So I could upload 2 videos that performed equally well, but based on the topic of the video, I could earn one number, or I could earn like a third of that, or in some cases even less. So I think that's why we probably see a lot of YouTubers popping up who are making videos about real estate investing and credit cards and all that kind of thing. Is it's a more lucrative niche to be in, but I do think that it's important that you come at this from a unique angle, because there's so much content out there. I think if you're just making videos for the sake of making videos, knowing that it's something that could potentially pay a lot, I don't think there will be sustainability in your channel, because you're not bringing anything new to the table. So personally, I try to bring a unique spin to the videos that I make. I don't just make videos about money because I hope that I'm going to get a $30 RPM. I try to make videos that add information that I feel like is not abundantly already out there, or a perspective that is a little bit unique. I guess you guys will be the ones to judge whether or not I'm succeeding at that, but that's kind of where we're at. So let's go back to the revenue of the channel as a whole, and we will look at the grand total. So I'm going to show you guys the grand total here from the start of me being monetized all the way to today even. So there will be a little bit extra here. Technically this will be more than 6 months, because it'll be from the middle of December till now, like the first week into July. But let's go lifetime of the channel. $10,938.44 in what we will roughly call 6, almost 7 months. I want to wrap up this video the same way that I wrapped up the last one, which is just giving you guys a little bit of cold, hard, honest truth. And that is that there is nothing special about me. There is nothing that I've done here that you can't do yourself. I am not a full-time YouTuber, obviously, but I'm also not a professional in any way. I have no previous experience with photography, videography, cinematography, video editing. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing most of the time. I'm very much just figuring it out as I go. I don't have any special experience or education. I never went to college. I'm just kind of figuring things out. And I think that the thing that I said this last time, and I want to say it again because I believe it wholeheartedly, not just about YouTube, but about most things in life, is that if you're able to stick something out in the long term, if you can commit to just putting in the work and putting in the time without the results being there at first, they will come. Whether you're making YouTube videos or music or art or whatever it is that you're doing, if there's even one person out there who likes you enough to subscribe or to watch your videos or to listen to your song or whatever it may be, that one person is not unique. They're not the only person who is going to like what you're doing. And so if you can stick it out and just know that you're playing the long game here, if there's one person, there's gonna be 100. If there's 100, there's gonna be 1,000. If there's 1,000, there's probably gonna be 100,000. It really just comes down to giving yourself the opportunity and being patient enough to let them find you. And if you can do that, then you will have success no matter what you do. And I wouldn't even necessarily go as far as to say that I'm successful at YouTube right now. Like I said, this is certainly not my full-time job, but I'm earning some extra money doing something that I really enjoy. I'm trying very hard to provide value to you guys, and I think I'm doing that. I hope I'm doing that. And I think that, you know, you can really just, if you can be patient, you can do whatever it is that you want. I definitely don't recommend just pulling the ripcord and YOLOing it, especially if, like me, you're at the stage and the age in life where you have responsibility and bills to pay. But if you can keep paying your bills, doing whatever it is you're currently doing, and then set aside the time and put in the work and have the patience to just keep chipping away at whatever it is you're trying to do, I promise you, you're gonna get there. This is not me being Tony Robbins. This is not me trying to be some motivational speaker. This is just honest, it's just math. It's like, if there's one person, that person's not special. There's gonna be a million of them. They just have to find you, and you have to give yourself the time and the opportunity to let them find you. If you enjoyed this video at all, please go ahead and hit that like button. If there's any questions about anything I covered here or something that I skipped over that maybe you want some more context about, drop a comment down below, let me know. I will try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. If you haven't done so yet, maybe hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It really does help out the channel. You can follow me on Instagram. You can check me out at Patreon. All of the links will be in the description box down below. If you guys want to see yet another follow-up video to this at the end of the year, let me know, and I will probably happily do that for you. After that, we'll see where things go, but I will definitely, I think I have one more of these in me at the end of the year, just to put a nice little bow on it. Other than that, thank you guys so much as always for watching. I really do genuinely appreciate it. For real, for real. Take care. Have a good one. I'll see you later.